welcome to Cathures Tours, the show that takes you on a walking tour of Glasgow for the comfort of your own house. Today we're going to be talking about the curious case of the resurrection of Matthew Clydesdale. During the early 1800s, the demand for fresh bodies for medical students to further their knowledge vastly outweighed the legal supply. Now, you've heard of the body snatchers. That's a more nefarious means, but the only other legal way to get bodies was from the city's hangman. This was the fate that befell Matthew Clydesdale. Clydesdale was described as being extremely muscular and athletic. He was a murderer, and on the 27th of August 1818 he beat to death 80-year-old Alexander Love in a drunken rage. At his trial on the 3rd of October 1818, the jury quickly found him guilty, and Lords Gillies and Succoth decreed that he was to be executed in a public hanging, and after his death his body was to be delivered to Dr. James Jeffrey, a professor of anatomy at Glasgow University. On the 4th of November, Clydesdale was hung, and his body was taken up the High Street to where Glasgow University used to be located until 1870. His body was delivered directly to Dr. James Jeffrey and placed in the anatomy hall, ready to be prepared for the multitude of experiments which were to befall him. Now, we know what happened that night because the events were documented by a Mr. Peter Mackenzie in his book. Now, according to Mackenzie's accounts, there was a tube placed into Clydesdale's nostril which was connected to a galvanic battery. Bellows were then used to pump air in through the tube, making his chest heave as if he was breathing. Mackenzie then went on to say that Clydesdale's eyes were open and staring, and that his head, arms and legs were moving wildly, and he looked as if he was making a feeble attempt to get up from his chair. Students started screaming in horror, and even Dr. Jeffrey looked at a loss as to what to do. That is until Dr. Jeffrey took his lancet and plunged it into the jugular vein of Clydesdale, making him drop to the floor seemingly dead once more. Now, to Mackenzie's untrained eye, it might very well have looked as if Frankenstein's monster had risen from the dead. Now, what actually happened was that incisions were made all over Clydesdale's body, and electric rods were placed in them which were connected to the galvanic battery, and when they came into contact with his nerves, they made his body twist and convulse and contort, and all Dr. Jeffrey done was simply disconnect the battery. So there you have it, folks. Glasgow didn't have its very own version of Frankenstein's monster. It was simply Peter Mackenzie's science fiction versus Dr. Jeffrey's science fact. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you can go to our Facebook page, Cathures Tours, and give us a wee like, or you can go to our YouTube channel, Cathures Tours, and subscribe for behind the scenes footage, our new episodes, and some very funny outtakes. So next time, guys, catch you later.